All right, welcome back to the Renegade Report, and big shout out to Keith Ford. You know, he makes so many things happen. He signs a lot of checks. You got to give him his time. I definitely appreciate it. But right now, it's about some me time because I felt like in order for me to have my last show, I need to bring some of the people who can help testify about how did I get here and exactly what kind of people I surround myself with. So I brought my co-captain, former driller, former Trojan, former Kansas City Chief, Larry L.P. Parker. What's up, brother?
Oh, not much, man. I'm glad to be here, Kenny. Man, you've been asking me to come on for a minute. And my schedules didn't allow me to do it. But I told myself for this last show, no matter what, I was gonna be here.
Never think I took any of it personal. You know, we some of the busiest people in the world.
Yes,
Not only are we former athletes that still work in sports, we're parents. You know, we're husbands. You know, we definitely have other responsibilities. The large percent of the time that I was asking you, where you at? You was like, man, I'm at this field trip. I got the kids. I'm like, oh, yeah, all right. Well, I can't say nothing about that, man.
Yep.
Yeah, so you know, just a timeline on me and Larry. Me and Larry were teammates at Bakersfield High. I didn't play freshman football. My first year was as a sophomore. But our junior and senior year were spent together. We're part of the historically statistically best defense in Bakersfield High School history. You know, we were part of the secondary together. This was my safety, but I also was a receiver as well, playing behind these guys. And the reason why I was playing behind these guys because we had one of the greatest running backs of all time, and we never threw the ball. So,
right.
You know, so if it was a time where we were going 3 wide and 4 wide, we would all been on the field at the same time. But, You know, Larry's a great athlete, but a great role model in the perspective of what happens after athletics. You know, so one of the things we like to do on the show is talk about the transition of life after football. And I think having you on is a great opportunity to give guys an idea. Oh, look at that picture. To give guys an idea of how much work we put into being great athletes. But eventually, one day that dream is over and you have to transition into something else. So, Larry, what do you do now?
When I transitioned out of football, I decided that I wanted to get into sports performance training. So that's what I do. I started Elevate Fitness about 3.5 years ago here in town, and I train a lot of the local athletes. Someone was asking me, you know, would I want to coach? And my answer is actually I think in the venue that I have, I'm able to reach more kids throughout our area. I know a lot of people think I'm a BHS recruiter, but I'm absolutely not. Do I love my school? Absolutely. But I work with more kids from other schools than I do my high school. So like I said, I'm a sports performance coach. I do general fitness as well. That's what I do.
Yeah. So you know, one of the things, you know, we close, we share each other's stuff, and you know, put each other's stuff on our Facebook walls. Mm-hmm. It made me feel great to see you training our BC Renegade players in the offseason. I watched you train Derek Vickers the year before his final year at Bakersfield College, and I got to tell you, watching him play, and we played with some amazing athletes. We were amazing athletes, but watching Derek Vickers play. Mm-hmm. While I'm calling the game from a commentator perspective, this dude was one of the most explosive people I've ever seen on the field at any level.
Without a doubt.
And just having that input and influence from you, it made me feel that much better because I'm like, I know where this work came from.
Right,
I remember speeding the feet like that. Yep,
right.
I know where that came from. You know, so elaborate on some of the athletes who have worn a Renegade jersey that you've coached. I know we talked about Derek Vickers, but I know
you were talking about Jaquil.
Yeah, Jaquil.
He's another guy I worked with. You know what? I wish I could take all the credit for these guys, but I can't at all. These guys came to me with tremendous amounts of talent, and all I do is just work on the little fine things that I picked up over the years that you don't necessarily learn in high school or even in junior college in some instances.
Absolutely.
There's just things that you learn along the way. I mean, I've played for Hall of Fame coaches, college and NFL. Yes. I've played with Hall of Fame players in college and NFL. So when you sit in thousands of hours of meetings, you just pick up things, and that's just some of the things that I give back to a guy like Derek Vickers and telling him what things that he's going to have to look forward to when he goes to the next level and continues his play. So I can't take all the credit. I just was a part of it.
Yeah. So talking about coaches and timelines, one of the things we like to do is talk about coaches' influences. I know, you know, of course, Coach Preston was a great influence for us, you know, motivator. one coach for you after you transition into collegiate life that you can reflect on, and it doesn't even have to be a head coach. It could be a trainer or anybody. Give me one coach who you felt that you have the best relationship as an adult with now, that you can reflect on, like, this dude was a great coach and now he's a great friend and mentor. Who's one of those for you?
You know what? Actually, he was a teammate first, and then he became a coach at USC. Now he coaches at Notre Dame, but his name is Delvon Alexander. You know, when you go to a USC, everybody's on you. Everyone thinks you're the world and blah blah blah. Delvon put me inside and said, Larry, you got a few things you need to work on. And if you don't work on it, you're not going to get a chance to do your thing.
Absolutely.
So, at first I was a little offended. I'm like, man, who are you? You don't even play here anymore. You're just a coach. You're just a new coach. But he he played a big role in some of the work ethic that I started to get or instill in myself as I went through college.
Yes.
And then one of my other coaches, he's an offensive coordinator at Kansas City Chiefs, Jimmy Ray. He pulled me aside one day. He said, Larry Parker, if you want to keep a job in this NFL, you got to work on some things as well. So he told me I need to catch the ball better. So I really, really worked on catching the ball. I started catching 100 balls after practice, and my play got better. So that's some of the things that I instill with some of my young guys. They think I'm crazy. I'm like, you got to catch 100 balls a day.
Absolutely.
Because I wasn't the best. I didn't catch the ball best. Like in high school, I wasn't even the go-to guy because I didn't catch the ball that great.
Yeah.
But just one of the things, what Jimmy Ray told me that day, it just stuck. And now when I train my athletes, I tell them, if you don't catch 100 balls a day, don't even come out here. Because you're not trying to get better.
Absolutely.
And because catching the ball is a skill set. And that's just one example. And there's so many more. But that's one of the things I instill with my guys today.
Yes, and that's what resonates, because I'm going to give you a glimpse into my experience as an Arkansas football player when I had just transferred, and the San Jose State situation didn't work out because Coach Ralston retired, and I had to pick another school to go to. And really, a lot of people thought that my career was over. It's a lot of California that thought I didn't even continue to play after BC because my games weren't on TV in California. But Coach Jimmy Red Parker, our head coach, he was a former Clemson assistant in 1981 when they won a national championship. He coached under Ford and one of your favorite coaches who recruited you, Lou Holtz.
Right.
So I remember showing up, All-American from BC, to one of the smallest schools in Arkansas and thinking I didn't have to do anything because I'm Kenny Cowell.
Right.
And I'm on campus. First week, I ain't ran a sprint. I ain't did nothing. And Coach Parker looks at me, and rest in peace, Coach Parker. Coach Parker looks at me and say, Kenny Calvin, you ain't did nothing since you got off that plane. You think you just going to come out here and be great?
Right.
You got to continue to work, or I'm going to put you right back on that plane and send you back to Bakersfield. And I remember looking, and I got my sweats on. I ain't even in gear. Everybody practicing. I got sweats on. And I look around, all my teammates looking at me like, yeah, that's how y'all get down in Cali? I'm like, oh, man, I got to get it in gear, and just, really at that moment, it was a time for me to check my pride at the door.
Right.
Because I assumed that I come from such winning traditions, and now here I am in the middle of nowhere at a
that
school
was just going to
nobody's
happen, huh?
never heard of, and I didn't have respect for the situation. Coach Parker put my whole life into perspective in that one statement, and he changed my life as a whole because I knew I just couldn't show up and stick my chest out like I'm somebody special. I had to work to get the admiration and respect from my coaches and my teammates, which I ended up doing and having a great experience and made all conference and all the stuff and able to, have an opportunity to transition to the next level from one of the smallest schools in the country. But I always reflect on Coach Jimmy Red Parker looking me in my eye and telling me, you think you something because of what you did yesterday or last year? All of that stuff's out the door.
Right.
We don't care about none of that.
Right.
It's about what you're going to do now and for the future. So, Coach Parker, if you were alive, I would send this to you and tell you you had an amazing impact on my life. Just like my teammate Larry Parker just talked about, some of his coaches that have instilled that on him is the reason why he does what he does. So, speaking of the future, I own my own sports music and film company. You own your own training company. We always try to do things to help build each other up. Right now, you're working on some things for the summer. You have a great program coming in where you're going to help about 300 kids. Anything that we can do to help you with that, we're going to continue to do that. It's about building each other up. Me and you shared a laugh this week about how you used to pick me up for school.
Yes, sir.
And how I wouldn't be here without my teammates. I wouldn't be in this seat if it wasn't for this guy, because this guy would pick me up for school because he had the only vehicle. And those moments that I reflect on, you know, it gives me joy to know that I was surrounded by great people that didn't have to do that. Mm-hmm. Like you could have drove right past my apartments and went right on to school and been on time sometimes. A lot of times I was late.
I was gonna say that.
Running, you know, to get there. But Larry, I definitely appreciate you for doing that for me, because, you know, there's a lot about me that people didn't know, you know, because I kept my life so secret as far as things that I was going through, being raised without parents and not having the support from a traditional standpoint. And I always tell people, and I tell my clients as a social worker, my teammates and my coaches were my family when some of my family wasn't stepping in. And of course I had great cousins, aunts, and, you know, and my grandmother before she passed, and people who were there for me that helped me be great. But my teammates, specifically you, are one of the people who continue to motivate me, because we knew you were going, because you had a focus that none of us had. Larry was a ROTC guy, you know. And now if you can just imagine 6'3" Larry walking around with his little hat on, with the Air Force slacks on, with the flooding blue slacks, you know what I mean? And he used to get the business. They would try to tease the heck out of Larry, but he's like, yeah, all right, I'm gonna show y'all in 3 years. Watch this,
right?
You know, and he definitely did that. So unlike other people in other teams where you got a lot of envy, our driller locker rooms were never like that. We used everybody's examples of greatness to help us be great. So whether you knew it or not, you know, you're responsible for many of your teammates' great accomplishments just by having that work ethic, man. So we appreciate you.
Oh, man. You know what? Some of the stuff you're talking about, Kenny, it was nothing for me to pick you up every day. That's what brothers do. That's what families do. I didn't know what was going on. I didn't care.
Yeah.
You said you needed a ride. I was there every day. For how long was it? 2 years?
What, 2 years in a row?
Every day. That's what it was.
Two Boys to Men albums.
Yeah. You not be in the car singing. You know how to do that. But it was nothing. Your family. It's family. Yes. So that's what we do. And that's how our whole football program was. Yes. And that's what I love about the BHS program. That's why I talk about it all the time, because we were a family. It still is a family to this day.
Yeah. So for all the people who giving my guy flack about how we bleed blue, and yeah, this is a Renegade report, and yeah, we know this is the BC Renegade report, and it's about Renegade athletics, but I would not be a BC Renegade sports media professional if it wasn't for my great driller teammates. So I wanted to bring one of the greatest of all time, Mr. Larry Parker, here to join me. And just thank you, man. And I'm telling you, I'm proud of you, bro. And it's just the beginning for us, man.
Yes,
we got
sir.
some great things on the table. Got some great grants being written, and, you know, great checks about to be passed out. So, you know, kudos to you, bro. And I'm right here for you, man. Anything we can do, you know, whether it's in town, whether it's in LA while we're doing the Hollywood work and everything we doing, you always a part of that, bro.
Man, I appreciate that, man. Tremendously. Definitely. Means a lot.
Yeah. If you hadn't heard it, what's the name of your company again?
Elevate Fitness and Performance Training. We're off of Rosedale Highway. If you need more information, you could just shoot me an email, elevatecoachlp@gmail.com.
Yeah, or email Kenny Cow or email Diana, and she'll get it to me. But, hey, this has been the Renegade Report. We'll be back with one last recap of some of last week's action. But definitely want to thank my teammate, Larry Parker, and we're going to do some great work this summer. And in the fall, when we come back, we'll highlight some of the accomplishments that we had over the summer and get some images for y'all so you can continue to build that brand. And that's what we're doing, man. We're brand builders.
Yes, sir. Yes,
All right,
sir.
LP. We'll be right back after this break.
On May 18th and 19th, history will be made at Memorial Stadium on the campus of Bakersfield College. Just like Jim Ryan did at BC on June 23rd, 1967. Come out and see California Community College's premier track and field athletes compete for the state's highest honors. These student athletes will be pushing themselves to the limits to leave Bakersfield as a state champion. Don't miss a moment of this history-making event. Get your tickets now by logging in to valleytix.com or by calling 661-322-5200.
Fall is just around the corner, and just like the leaves, prices at Carpet Outlet Plus are falling to the lowest price ever. Come in today to see all new waterproof flooring. Choose from products in stock and get installed immediately. From the store ranked Bakersfield's best 12 times. Carpet Outlet Plus, 3.5 blocks west of 99 on Rosedale Highway, or carpetoutletplus.com.
Carpet Outlet Plus. Every day is sale day.
If you call Kern County home, then you can bank with Kern Schools Federal Credit Union. It's that simple. From savings and checking accounts to home and auto loans to the latest in online and mobile technology, Kern Schools is here to be your lifelong financial partner. And whether you like traditional banking or prefer to handle your finances online, we can meet all your needs. To open your Kern Schools account today, simply visit a branch or go online. With online account opening, you won't even have to come visit us. Just one more way Kern Schools is here to make your life easier so your dreams and goals become reality. Kern Schools. Together, we have something special.
On May 18th and 19th, history will be made at Memorial Stadium on the campus of Bakersfield College. Just like Jim Ryan did at BC on June 23rd, 1967. Come out and see California Community College's premier track and field athletes compete for the state's highest honors. These student athletes will be pushing themselves to the limits to leave Bakersfield as a state champion. Don't miss a moment of this history-making event. Get your tickets now by logging in to valleytix.com or by calling 661-322-5200.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thanks for not just selling me tires.
Thanks for running out to my car to greet me.
Like running.
Thanks for checking my brakes for free.
For fixing my flat
For free.
And being just hassle-free.
For talking to me like an intelligent human being.
You don't see that too often.
Thanks for hustling to get me out of there.
Without making me feel hustled.
So thanks.
Thanks.
Thanks for doing the right thing by not just selling me tires.
Les Schwab Tires. Doing the right thing matters.
Three-Way Chevrolet. Amazing savings, exceptional service, and a selection of over 700 new Chevys on the lot. Silverados, Tahoes, Malibus, and Cruises. Or the racetrack-proven performance of Corvette and Camaro. Chevy vehicles continue to earn top marks year after year. And after one visit to Three-Way Chevrolet, you'll see why.
We're here to help Three-Way Chevrolet.
Selection, savings, and service at Three-Way Chevrolet, your hometown dealership.
W.A. Thompson Distributing proudly supports Bakersfield College athletics. W.A. Thompson has been delivering quality beverage products to Kern County businesses for over 60 years. With great beer comes great responsibility. Please enjoy our products responsibly and always remember, 21 means 21. W.A. Thompson Distributing salutes BC football. Thanks for following the Renegades on the radio, and go Gates!
For nearly 80 years, Kern Schools Federal Credit Union has been helping generations of local people achieve local dreams. What started as a tiny office in the basement of Bakersfield High School, where receipts were kept in a shoebox, has grown to become the largest financial institution headquartered in Kern County. And local matters. Through the years, we've been witness to families and friends passing their Kern Schools tradition down from one generation to the next. And we always have room for more. So be sure to start your Kern Schools family tradition today. Kern Schools. Together, we have